A lot of people were jealous of my house. It was built to 1956 levels, whereas the block attendant next door to me and my lot coordinator, their house levels were built a lot lower, which meant that the water level would have gone just through their floor levels. That also meant that we had dozens of kangaroos come to live on our lawns. We had an emu that we called Skippy. We also had plenty of snakes, spiders and bugs, as we were the only sort of island in the area. Then we were able to hop out of our boat in our front yard and walk to the house. So yeah, it was quite a fun experience in that way.
We're here at Block 4 Pool today on the River Murray, and today we've got about 6,000 to 7,000 megalitres a day going past us at the moment. During the peak of the flood into South Australia just recently, we would have had probably about 180,000 megalitres a day going past us here. And where I'm standing right now, I would have been completely underwater. So we had at least 1.6 metres, 1.7 metres of water just here.
During the flood, we were heavily involved with obviously the operation of our structures. As the river rises, we will lose access to a lot of our structures, and a lot of our infrastructure will go underwater. So in the weeks preceding the flood, we have maintenance programs for us to remove and decommission our structures to get all our electronics and hydraulics out of the way for the flood. And we basically decommission the sites and allow the river to take its natural path for the journey of the flood.
So during the floods, it's a really big operation. We have to pull out all the stop logs apart from 2 rows. So there's potentially hundreds of stop logs that we have to remove. It was a slow moving beast, so we were able to sort of be in front of it, but we have to remove a lot because a lot of debris, a lot of logs, a lot of stuff comes down the river which can damage our infrastructure.
There were lots of different people from the engineering team working on various different assets that were along the River Murray. And there were lots of wastewater assets as well as the water pump station assets. And it would have had a huge impact across the whole kind of central Adelaide, as well as along the River Murray, because it supplies a significant amount of water across the city as well. It's one of our main water sources in the state. So it was really crucial that we assisted in protecting those assets.
It was not a matter of Monday to Friday. It was definitely 7 days a week and 24 hours a day. And it was amazing to see how the team sort of got together and pulled through.
Stakeholder engagement involves bringing the business out to the community. For Mannum, it was about talking to them about their sewerage infrastructure, how water was likely going to infiltrate that, and what we needed to do to prevent that from becoming a disaster and causing further flow-on effects. My most memorable experience during the flood was visiting houses in Mannum at Christmas time. There were properties there that had no sewerage, no power, and were making their Christmas cake in the weather. Despite not having anything else to offer us, they invited us in for cake and coffee, as they appreciated what we were there to do and that we were trying to help.
But they were constantly letting us know if they thought there was going to be concerns about especially the septic or we're going to lose water. Just kept us informed all the time. Was really good, very much appreciated.
One of the major challenges or issues that we had was probably more so the post-flood recovery. We had many trees and branches caught up against our structures, and that involved our underwater dive team coming onto site to chainsaw up trees, lift them out, or we would use the Maritala to come to site and they were able to lift whole trees, clean up out of the water and take them onto a barge and remove them from the river.
So as the water is receding away, we're trying to make sure that we maintain the resource of the water back at the required elevation so people can get back and do what they used to do on the river, which is recreate and use it for consumptive use. I think through the floods what we've learned is that we are a really resilient community, and that acting together quickly in a concerted manner, we're able to save a lot of infrastructure. And I think as a community we're probably more aware of where those risks points are now and what we do need to do in front. So I think come the next flood, we'll be able to reenact those works quicker, and hopefully the community will be safer for the longer term.